Hello everyone, this is Naveen Motwani and you're listening to me on my YouTube channel Developer Wisdom. This is the course on reactive programming using RxJS and Angular, and in this video I'm going to talk about the async pipe. As this is a complete course and if you have not watched all of my other videos, so I would recommend you to go through all the videos. It will help you to understand this video much better. So let's get started. Before explaining the async pipe, I would like to give you an overview of the sample application which I have just created for this particular course. The code is also available at the GitHub, and I'll put the URL of the code in the description box. Now this is a very basic application, and I would say a basic search screen where I have a grid and a couple of search criteria over here. Now let's understand how I have code to it, and then we'll see what are the problems with this particular code and how we can improve that. Alright, so this is my sample application, and for the most part I'll be focusing on this listing component. Right now I'm at the listing component.ts file, and here I have a couple of variable defines which holds the value of category and product. And then as soon as my component is initialized, I use the Angular lifecycle events to make sure the component is initialized, and then I call the product and category methods from this component, which then calls the service method, and then service call the API methods. And as soon as this API returns the values, what I do is I try to assign the returned value from API to my local variable, which is used in my template to bind the data which has been written from the API. Now here you can see I have two filter. One is for text box and another is for category, which is a drop down, and the drop down value is coming from the API. The same way we have a material table over here, and in my data source I'm providing the products variable which I have created over here, and which will be got the data from the backend as soon as API returns it. So this is my basic application. Now there are a couple of issues with this code. One, uh, there is no unsubscription. So we are subscribing to this value, but I am not unsubscribing to it. The other issue with this approach is there is no way I would combine multiple streams. So when I say combining multiple streams, so when let me actually show you this. In this grid, I'm displaying the product detail and then the category. But in my real world application, I wouldn't show the category ID. I would show the category name. And since I'm saying combining the stream, I mean since the categories are coming from different stream, which is category, category API, and this product information is coming from the different API. I can also say this is a different observable, and this is a different observable. So if I need the value of category, or I would need the name of the category, so I would somehow have need some kind of mapping by which I pass the category ID and I get the category name. So to do that, I have to perform some kind of combining. I will talk more about it, but at high level, we have to combine those streams to get the data, or the required data for us. So let's look at the problem number one, which is unsubscription. Before I write some code to handle my subscription, I would like you to understand why we need to unsubscribe it at the first place. So I think this picture says it very clearly why we need it, but still, if you have an enterprise application and you have multiple subscription going on, so there are high chances because of the memory leaks your application get crashed. So to avoid those kind of scenario, you need to unsubscribe your subscriptions. Now there are multiple ways you can unsubscribe or you can handle your subscription. So one of the ways using code. Let me actually show you how you can do that. So what we can do is we can create a variable, and I will name it as product subscription, and it will be a type of subscription, and then I'll just use this variable over here. So I'll say assign this subscription to this variable, and using my lifecycle event. So as soon as the component is destroyed, I would like to unsubscribe to it. So I'll say on destroy, and here I will create ng on destroy, and here I will first check if I have any value in my subscription. If it is having, then I'll say product subscription dot unsubscribe. So this is the one of the way you can do it, but this is not a cleaner way because as I said, in your enterprise application there will be multiple subscription going on at a component, and handling it one by one, it is a tedious job, right? So what else you can do? Another way to handle this is async pipe. Now let's first have a look what is async pipe. Again, I think the picture says it all, and if I go with the definition, so what async pipe does is it takes your observable, is subscribed to it, and as soon as your component gets destroyed, it unsubscribes to that subscription. The another major advantage of using async pipe is better performance. So in your enterprise application or in the heavy load application, you will definitely want your Angular, the Angular to do the less job, so that it gives you more performance. And to do that, you have to use the on push change detection strategy. And when you use the on push change detection strategy, your properties or your variables will not get updated with the with the API calls, and the only thing which will be updated is input output or the observable. And if you are using the async pipe, it will work. The other advantage is it will give you a more cleaner way to handle the subscription and unsubscription, or overall your code will be more cleaner. So let's have a look how you can actually use the async pipe. To use the async pipe, we have to be more declarative. So to be declarative, what I will do is first I will create a variable which will hold my observable. So and my last videos I explain you like the way I would like to declare observable is using the dollar sign after a variable name so that I can distinguish it. And now instead of saying just array of product view model, I will say array or observable of array of product view model. So this way I'll actually declare the observable stream, and now I go to load products, and in that instead of subscription what I will do is I'll just say this dot products, and I'll get rid of this subscription part here. And now I'll just put a semicolon, and since I am not using this subscription, I can get rid of this on destroy, because I know if I'm using the async pipe, my unsubscription will be taken care by the async pipe itself. And now with that, I'll just copy this, I'll go my template, and instead of saying data source to products, I'll say product observable, and then I'll use the async pipe, and that's all I need to do. I'll just save it. I'll wait for compilation to happen, and then I go my application, so it should work as it is. And yes, as you can see, this is working without, like, it is working as it is. So that's my async pipe. Now if you see, my code is much cleaner. I do not have to write unsubscribe, I don't have to create a subscription variable, I don't have to write the subscription, and even though I can get rid of this guy as well. And the same way I can go with the categories as well, and it will work the same way. So let me actually do it quickly. I will change this guy, I will say observable, and I will say this. And if I go to load categories, I can say this dot categories equals to this, and I can get rid of this subscription part, put a semicolon, sign this, and I just copy this guy and go to my HTML, and instead of categories I'll say category observable and do the async. Again I'll go to my application, it will reload, it will load the products and it should load the categories as well. So if you see, this is very simple stuff and it gives you more cleaner approach. This is it from this video. I hope you have enjoyed this video and you have a better understanding with async pipe. And if you like my work, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button and share this video with all your friends and other developers who want to learn the RxJS. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.